until we feel safe, until we feel like we can relax with this person in this situation, we will not be able to bring our best selves out. We won't be able to share, the best of us, the part of us that's honest, open, free, creative, fun. Because the the safest relationships, they don't just feel good, they actually help our brain function better as well. So again, what creates trust? And you can think about it, maybe, for you, what do you think creates trust for you, with someone in your environment? And we could think it's heroic acts, dramatic moments, major sacrifice. But trust is something that's usually built through repetition. We tend to start really deeply trusting someone after knowing through repeated interactions with them that they will keep their promises, they will show up, they will remember things that are important, they will follow through, there will be consistency. So it really takes time, and there's um so many times we hear this, that we we can build trust only when we've checked enough that this person is not going to let me down. I can feel safe. I can say what I want to say, and I won't be punished for it. Um, some comments here. The word loyalty is used more frequently for pets. Yeah, loyalty, and loyalty in the sense, at least in human interactions, where we know that there can be reliance, and there won't be adverse consequences for things that, for being ourselves, or for saying what we want to say. So if I do something, or if I am like that, this person will not either behave badly, act up, not show up, not do what they said they do. So it's small interactions can eventually lead to a deeper feeling of safety and trust. Mm, yeah, is there a possibility of emotional safety with our four-legged children pets? Oxytocin safety, total free feel. Yeah, pets are a great way um, to elevate, enhance oxytocin, have that running. And we do trust our pets, right? We do trust them that I go out for work, when I come in, they will be waiting for me. It'll be the same. So with interaction with pets, we also build a deep sense of safety with them. We know that we can be in and out. We know that we can be absent sometimes, but when we are back, they will love us the same. So yeah, trust is built in, with small drops of consistent behavior. Now, also think about this. When do you feel most seen by another person? You could share that here in chat, or you could think about it for yourself. When do you feel most seen by another person? And it's different for all of us. It can be, when they listen, when they remember, when they understand, when they don't want to fix us. When do we feel the most seen by another person? Because we can, so maybe we can be free when love and care is being exhibited in an unconditional manner. Yeah, and unconditional, yes. At the same time, as say you're a parent, you want to protect your child. You want to at times check your child, keep them from entering a situation which might not be safe for them, and they might not like you for that. But where unconditional comes in is that I am there for you even if things go wrong. So things like I will not abandon you, or I will not. Uh, you're not alone by yourself. That gives trust, right? So when it comes to unconditionality, I don't think that it sounds like a great word, but I think when we look at it practically in human relationships, there is some kind of conditionality, but at the same time, to the extent um, we can offer our love and care without it being, constantly needed to be earned by the other person. Yeah, that's maybe what I want to say on that. But we can discuss it later as well. Now, um, so what makes us most seen by another person? Maybe their presence. Listening is one thing. When somebody can be attentive and listen to us without us feeling like they're just waiting to reply, that can help us feel seen. When there is emotional attunement, I don't have to say much, and I know that this person in front of me is is open, is willing, is able to tune into me. When there is curiosity, I feel like you know there is real interest in getting to know me. There is real interest in finding out what my experience is. So um in neuroscience as well, it and I think we discussed it one of the days where we say that where we talked about how uh, nervous systems respond to each other. So then, say your relationship, say with a therapist or a spiritual leader, could if they bring a calm presence, you could end up absorbing some of that and feeling calmer yourself. So then thinking about yourself, what kind of nervous system do you bring into your relationship? Because anxiety can spread, calm spreads, criticism spreads, but so does compassion. That also spreads. So if you had to check on yourself and think, what kind of nervous system do I bring into my relationships? What atmosphere do people experience when I am around them? And again, not as judgment, but just as awareness that what is it that I bring to a room or to a relationship. And yeah, identifying that for yourself. So a relationship then is feels safe or feels secure. Um, for it to be that, it has to be a place, where the other person or where people can rest. They can grow. They can feel like it's okay to fail. They can recover, be honest, they can try again. So think about, think about people like your mentors, teachers, friends, grandparents. Many of them have been so important and they've played a big role into our growth, our development, our lives because they offered emotional safety. So any interaction, an interaction, a situation, a place where we can feel like we are ourselves and our well-being is also important for this person. We trust them is where we feel safe. Now, if we had to, bring this entire module together, think about how we've progressed from one day to the next. We spoke about boundaries. We spoke about how um, healthy boundaries can lead to stronger relationships. We also saw that Boundaries do not mean us being rigid. We can um, have a certain limit to how we offer our help, offer ourselves, which also enables us to take care of ourselves. Then we progress to honest communication and how we could be suppressing our needs, suppressing our desires, things we have to say. But how honest conversations are imperative to strong relationships. We also saw how we can have courageous conversations. We learned, a trick or two to get the courage to talk, say, express what we want. And we also explored healthy conflict. So, understanding that conflict necessarily is not bad. It's how we repair after a conflict, it's how we come together, navigate through the conflict, and learn to understand each other better through the conflict, which can again lead to building stronger relationships. And then today, as a natural progression, we've looked at trust and emotional safety, what provides emotional safety, but also learning for ourselves. Can we become that safe haven for someone else? So, how can we create relationships where, we can allow the other person to be real? Because if we can become that kind of presence for others, then, you know, starting from there and maybe then expecting that this can also be done for us. So practicing that, practicing for ourselves, and as an activity, as a tool, maybe you can reflect on one important relationship from your life, and you can think about, even better if you can write it, if you have access to pen and paper, just auditing this relationship. What helps this relationship feel safe? What helps this relationship feel safe? What weakens safety in this relationship? What weakens safety in this relationship? And what is the one thing that I can do maybe this week to strengthen trust in this relationship? That one thing that I can do. And the second tool would be to, again, think of one person and offer appreciation. So maybe write three things you appreciate about them but have never really expressed, and see if you can share at least one within the next day. So we've seen a few things. We've seen just after conflict. We've talked about emotional safety. Um, how can we rebuild trust after a fight? Um, the importance of consistency in relationships, and now to just integrate all that we've spoken, we can do a short practice to settle this all down in a bit more deeply in ourselves and our beings. So again, I would invite you to close your eyes gently, come in a position where the body is alert, However, you feel like sitting today, lying down, and just a few deep breaths together before we go ahead. Breathing deeply in breaths. I know that I'm breathing in. And as you breathe out, I know that I'm breathing out. Breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. And bring to mind someone who has helped you feel safe. Maybe it was a short time, maybe someone from the past, someone in your environment today, anyone who's helped you feel safe. And think about what qualities they offered. What about them made you feel safe? Was it their patience, their presence, acceptance, their understanding, or something else? What were the qualities that they offered to you? And now imagine those same qualities growing within you: patience, presence, acceptance, understanding. Seeing yourself as a person whose presence allows others to completely relax. What does that self look like? What does that self do in different kinds of situations? And then silently repeating to yourself, may I create trust? May I create safety? May I create connection? May I create understanding? And may my relationships become places where both me and others are free. May I create trust? May I create safety? May I create connection? May I create understanding? And may my relationships become places where both me and others are free. One last time, may I create trust? May I create safety? May I create connection? May I create understanding? And may my relationships become places where both me and others are free. Returning to your breath, sending gratitude to body, mind, and breath. and sending this gratitude out into the world as far as it would go. Rubbing palms together, placing them on your eyes, or just giving yourself a nice stretch and opening your eyes. So, yeah, thank you for being part of this module. We've been discussing about relationships, how to make them stronger. This is the time when we can, ask questions, and we can share if there's anything you want to share. I'll just take up a few questions that are there on chat. So Vardhini says, like, in a way, giving or creating the space of safety by constantly by our own inner practice of recharging our brains by mindful meditation practice. So based on this, do you think age allows us to simply be free? Age, I think by default may or may not. But yeah, life does teach us if we are willing to learn. So for those of us who are open, who are flexible, who want to learn from our experience, we can eventually learn that it doesn't really help. The harder I try to make everyone happy, um, the unhappier I become. And it's not even like others are truly happy with me. So we gradually, through our mistakes, through watching other people, through our experiences, we learn that it's maybe better, or it's maybe more effective if I can then just be myself. So age can teach us, yes, if we um if we allow, experience to mold us, if we learn from what we encounter in life. And then there is emotional safety should be practiced by all stakeholders of society. Mental stability is affected by erratic behavior of people. Yeah, that's true. And therefore, we want to become a safe place for people. So, how can I, through my practice, how can I, through my effort, be that person around whom people can feel safe? And yeah, it's true. We might not be able to change others, but two things. One, if our nervous system is calmer, theirs might pick up. And second, we've also learned that maybe some situations, some people are just not helpful for us. So also knowing when, using our wisdom to know how we can create, establish appropriate boundaries, distance, if we think that this could be a harmful or a hurtful situation for us. If there's anything else that anyone would like to share or talk about? Next week, I mean, not next week, from tomorrow, we'll be starting something about decision making. So, how do we choose wisely? If, uh, if say there's an opportunity, yes or no, if there's a crossroad this way or that. So when a decision is sitting right in front of us, how can we we pick? So choose wisely and live bravely is what this module is called. Again, there is like in our lifespan, we gradually are unlearning our conditioned concepts of our nature versus nurture aspects, and yeah, yes, it can take a while, to uncondition ourselves, to unlearn things we are taught, things we see as children growing up, and it can be a long road sometimes, depending on how hardwired they are, or how deeply we've taken on those beliefs into ourselves. So yeah, it can take a while, but at the same time, feeling encouraged that it is possible, we can make a change. And while whether nurture or nature has created something in us, if we have the intent, if we have the tools, which we do, um, it's never too late. Wherever we are, whenever we can, we can become softer, and we can become wiser, and we can become healthier. So that's I think that's a very that's encouraging to know that change is possible for wherever we are today, and we can meet ourselves wherever we are, but we can have the intent, have the resilience to work on ourselves, and to be healthier and happier, because I guess that's all we want, eventually in life, to be healthy and happy. Thank you, Vatini. Um, Thank you for saying that. And thank you, Swatantrita. Very kind words. We shall meet tomorrow. Vardhini, I think you've sent me a message, but I'm not able to understand what part you're talking about, what part of the discussion. Uh, you could, I'm just typing could send a message here. Or you could send a message. If you need anything, from our modules, any help on our modules, the theory or the context, then you can reach out to us on any of our chat groups, and we can share that with you. So, with that, thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for being here. And we will be back tomorrow and same time. So, you can join us, and we will be talking about decision making. So, yeah, see you all tomorrow. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Take care, and bye.